Hello and welcome to my first video in a series of videos that I'll be doing that'll be focusing on some smaller box sets that I've got in my collection that I've never gotten the chance to get to in the course of my time here on YouTube. So I'm going to start off today with Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison. This will be the Legacy Edition. Now, I'm not usually a huge fan of live albums, but this is one of the rare exceptions where I really love this album. This came out in 1968, and over the course of Johnny's career, he had performed in prisons before, and he'd tried for several years to get Columbia to record an album in the prison. He thought it would sell really well, but they kind of neglected it. But as soon as producer Bob Johnston kind of took over Johnny Cash's stuff, that he kind of talked him into going ahead and letting him do that. And this was the result. It was a very successful album. And this here is the box set that came out. This is from 2008. As I said, this is Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison, the Legacy Edition. And this is a 2 CD set, and it's got a DVD as well. Now, before purchasing this, I, along with several other Johnny Cash fans, didn't realize that he actually did 2 shows that day in 1968 in January. You know, for recording purposes, they usually like to do a couple shows, so if something goes wrong in the first show, they kind of got some backup material that they can put on the album from the second show. But after doing some research, I found out that, you know, the first show here that's listed, pretty much everything that was in the first show is what you hear on the actual album release. And this one here is nice. This is an expanded edition. Before getting this collection, I did have a single CD collection that had some of these unreleased tracks on it, but then they came out with this deluxe edition here that had the second show. So apart from the original album, we got some opening announcements here. We got Carl Perkins and the Statler brothers doing some tunes. And then throughout, there's a few other previously unreleased tracks that weren't on the original album. And then basically the whole entire second show has never been released until this time. So it's really interesting to hear all those different tracks, different takes. And then the DVD here is a new documentary to this collection. As you can see here, it's 2 hours and 10 minutes long, and it's really interesting. It's got interviews with Roseanne Cash, Marty Stewart, some of the inmates that were there, Merle Haggard as well. So it's really an interesting collection here, well worth the price. So we'll open it up here and take a look at what's included. So here are the 2 CDs here. Show 1 on disc 1 and show 2 on disc 2. And then it also comes with this book, which we'll take a look at in a minute. And then here's the DVD here with the documentary on it. And here we'll kind of flip through the book here to show you what's all in here. A lot of nice pictures from his visit there. Here you got the lineup of who was performing in the show. And here's the contents again, as you saw in the back. There's Johnny and Carl Perkins. And then here we have a nice long set of liner notes here that's really interesting. I actually read through this again last night before creating this video. A lot of good information in there. Now, following the success of this album, he, along with, there's other artists too that realized, you know, this was kind of a popular thing to do. He did record some more albums that were set in other prisons, and as a matter of fact, we'll get to one of those in a future video here, so stay tuned for that. And then in the back here's a little essay by Steve Earle from 1999. This is from the original expanded single CD set. And also that's where this little blurb here from Johnny Cash was from 1999 as well. And then there's that. That's the back cover. So this is, if you're a fan of this album, this is a really good collection to get. And also, I think it was 2018 for Record Store Day. It was also released as a deluxe box set on vinyl. So this has got everything that's in here, and as an added bonus, it actually includes another vinyl LP of rehearsals that were never released prior to this. So that's another added bonus to this collection. But otherwise, this is pretty much the same collection as this, only on vinyl. You can see there it's the Legacy Edition. And if you look back in my videos for the Record Store Day videos, I believe I did go through this whole collection on there. So if you want to see that in greater detail, you can go ahead and check that one out. But otherwise, here's my video for Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison, the Legacy Edition. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.